for welcoming me to your incredible country. I haven't been here very long, but I can tell you, you have so much to be proud of. This morning, I got up quite early and walked the streets of your city alone. I didn't even have to think about where I was going because anywhere I went, I knew it would be perfectly clean and safe. A lot of American cities are not like that, and you need to keep Seoul clean and orderly. When I started Turning Point USA 13 years ago, I was only thinking about my own country. America was in trouble from socialism, from atheism, and from open borders. And I wanted to do everything I possibly could to save it. I never could have imagined seeing, though, what I'm seeing here tonight, a global movement for freedom. But I shouldn't be too surprised. All of you gathered here tonight are living witnesses to the fact that freedom is not only an American or a Western value, it is a value that belongs to the entire world. One of the most revealing images in the world is what you see when you look at the Korean peninsula from space at night. As you know, you'll see two completely different things. If you look from space, you'll see in the north, you'll see total darkness over almost half the entire country. We all know what that darkness represents. It represents poverty, it represents misery, it represents slavery, and it represents despair. Across the entire north, there's only one small point of light in Pyongyang, where the communist elites live. However, here in the south, the light is everywhere. It's an incredible explosion of light coming out of every house, every business, and every church in this country. In fact, it's one of the single brightest things on the entire surface of the earth. That light does not just represent wealth or industry, it represents liberty. Over 100 years ago, Korea was one of the poorest places in the world. Your growth is nothing short of a miracle from God Almighty. Today, the Korean people have built a free, rich, beautiful country that is now a beacon to the entire world. I like studying history. Before I came over, I wanted to learn everything I could about the alliance between our two great countries. I wish our leaders spoke more about this alliance between America and South Korea, because it turns out we have had an amazing, incredible partnership. My country has a lot of things to be proud of, but I'm looking in this room at one of the greatest accomplishments that America ever achieved. 75 years ago, communists attacked this great nation. They wanted to conquer and enslave you. Korea was totally isolated with nowhere to turn, to nothing to gain and nothing to receive. After a bloody war of our own, America stepped up and fought for Korean independence. This is what makes America an exceptional nation. We didn't do it for territory or money or to get power. We came here to protect this nation from slavery. In fact, General Douglas MacArthur, my producer tells me, did his famous landing to defeat the communists only about 15 miles from here. When I was growing up, in fact, the middle school I attended was named after General MacArthur. And when I first landed here in South Korea, I saw one of the biggest statues I've ever seen to General Douglas MacArthur. Because in both of our countries, we celebrate those who fight for freedom everywhere on earth. More than 30,000 Americans died protecting the freedom of Korea. Today, Korea has repaid us that debt many times over. For 75 years, Korea has stood alongside us in the battle for freedom against communist tyranny, not just here, but around the world. Korean soldiers fought heroically at our side against communism in Vietnam. May we never forget that Canada didn't do that. Britain did not do that. Germany didn't do that. But Korea was there and had America's back. Korean troops helped America in both Afghanistan and in Iraq. And now today, Korea is our bulwark against the growing power of the Communist Chinese Party. Korea has stood with us, and as long as there are still Koreans ready to answer the call, America and President Donald Trump will stand with you. Korea's greatness isn't just a testament to the power of freedom and capitalism. We must never forget it's also a testament to the power of prayer. My own nation, America, was settled by Christians and built on Christian principles above all else. Korea is largely the same way. 100 years ago, less than 2% of Korea was Christian. Yet when the Korean Declaration of Independence was signed on March 1st, 1919, 16 of the 33 signers were Christian. The founding fathers of modern Korea were Christian, just like the founding fathers of America. Christianity has always been linked to the global cause of human liberty. So it should be no surprise that Korea is one of the most Christian places in Asia. And it's also no surprise this country's greatest enemies in China and North Korea are the most anti-religious regimes on the planet. It's no surprise that they hate this beautiful country and they want to destroy it. I saw this vividly yesterday at the DMZ. The people of this country must remain vigilant every day to protect your freedom and your faith from the evildoers who would destroy it. But all of us know that there are threats to liberty that don't come from other countries. Every free society is only one generation away from destroying itself. In America, we came within inches of destruction during the presidency of Joe Biden. He gave us open borders. He sided with violent criminals over law-abiding citizens. He tried to throw Donald Trump and hundreds of his supporters in prison. He tried to turn America from a free country into a colony of the worldwide globalist regime. And it's only by a miracle from God and a few inches that Donald Trump was not shot and killed on July 13th. And never forget the words that he said when he came up after being shot in the ear. Fight, fight, fight.
Fight, fight, fight.